I've seen so many people rush out and buy the cheap massage chair that looks like a recliner with a few vibrating pads, only to be left with a noisy piece of furniture that barely eases a sore back. The regret comes fast. Those budget models promise a spa-like experience but end up looking more like a pricey foot massager that never quite reaches the neck. So the real question is whether the Real Relax 3D Favor 22 can actually be that smarter buy that makes you feel you avoided that common pitfall. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started researching full-body massage chairs, the biggest hesitation I felt was the sheer amount of space they take up and the fear of ending up with a chair that feels good for a week and then becomes a stiff, noisy eyesore. I talked to a few friends who own different brands, and the recurring theme was that a good chair needs to hug the body without feeling like a rigid metal cage, and it has to stay quiet enough that you can actually relax and maybe watch a movie while you're being worked on. The Real Relax 3D tries to address those concerns head-on with its SL track that glides along a three-dimensional path, a zero-gravity recline, and a suite of 16 massage programs that claim to scan your body and adjust accordingly. Who should consider this chair? If you spend a lot of time at a desk, drive long distances, or have recurring muscle tension that you usually treat with a combination of physio sessions and occasional spa visits, a full-body unit like this can become a daily recovery tool. The zero-gravity position, for example, tilts you into a posture that takes pressure off the spine, a stance that many chiropractors recommend after a day of sitting. Parents who need a quick unwind after juggling kids, gamers who sit for hours, and even older adults dealing with stiffness will find the body scan feature useful because it custom maps pressure points without you having to guess which program to run. The built-in foot rollers are a nice bonus if you suffer from plantar fasciitis or just want that extra stretch after a marathon of standing. On the flip side, this isn't the right fit for someone living in a studio apartment where a 5-foot footprint would dominate the room. The chair's dimensions, while competitive for a full-body unit, still require a clear space of at least 6 feet in length and a couple of feet on either side for the armrests to swing open fully. If you're a minimalist who only wants occasional neck and shoulder relief, a handheld massager or a simple lumbar pillow will be more cost-effective and far less invasive in your living area. Also, the control panel is packed with options: 16 programs, intensity levels, body scan, Bluetooth music streaming, so there's a learning curve. People who prefer a one-button press-and-go experience might feel overwhelmed and end up fiddling with settings more than actually relaxing. From a practical standpoint, the biggest strength I observed is how the SL track adapts to the shape of your torso. Instead of a single rail that only moves up and down, this three-dimensional system follows the curve of the shoulders, ribs, and lower back, delivering a more natural kneading motion. In my own testing, after a 30-minute session, the tension in my upper traps noticeably eased, and the afterglow lingered for a couple of hours, exactly the kind of relief you'd normally chase with a 60-minute spa appointment. The zero-gravity recline also felt genuinely weightless. My hips were supported, my legs were elevated, and the pressure on my lower back was minimal. The chair stays surprisingly quiet, to only a soft hum from the motors, which means you can have it on while a TV show is playing without the sound competing with dialogue. The weaknesses are more about the everyday experience than any glaring defect. First, the foot rollers, while a nice touch, can be a bit aggressive if you set the intensity too high, especially for someone with sensitive calves. I found that dialing back to a medium setting gave a pleasant rolling sensation without the uncomfortable pinching. Second, the Bluetooth integration works, but you have to pair it each time you switch devices, and the connection can drop if you move far enough away from the chair. It's not a deal-breaker, but it's something to be aware of if you plan to use the chair as a personal music hub while you work from home. Lastly, the price point sits in the higher mid-range for home chairs, so it's an investment. If you're looking for a short-term fix or only need occasional neck massages, you might feel the cost outweighs the benefit. Putting it all together, the Real Relax 3D Favor 22 feels like a solid middle ground between the bargain basement models that disappoint and the ultra-luxury units that cost a small fortune. It offers a decent range of massage modes, a thoughtful bodyscan system, and a quiet, zero-gravity recline that can replace a few spa visits each month. The chair's footprint and learning curve mean it's best suited for people who can dedicate a permanent spot in their home and are willing.